Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we will be seeing on how to store the data in S3 or any kind of object store. We see with S3, similarly it will be for other object stores as well. So how to store the data in S3? One is by manually writing them into S3 by creating a directory and then writing them into S3 by opening a file and then writing. One is one approach, and the second thing is when you have in XCom, whatever is written by a task will be stored in the XCom. Okay, in that case, when let's assume a specific task is returning a huge amount of data, storing in XCom is not an ideal option. So we can even store that using the object store. Okay, so we can store that in S3 directly. So let's see both the thing. So now how to store them in the object store, let's check. Okay, so now if you see, we have this particular DAG being opened here, that's it, and we have two tasks. This method is returning this particular string is being multiplied multiple times. Okay, now and then we are returning that string, that's it. And in the same method we are just calculating the length of what is being here, that length is being calculated and printed. The simple thing, this is returning a big text and this is just calculating the length of the text, that's it. And if you see, we are using the task flow approach. First method has been called, the output is stored in this variable, this output is passed to the next method, and this has also been called the second method, that's it. So this is just a similar this is a task flow example in which we are returning some data, and this data we don't want to store them in Airflow database, because XCom stores everything in Airflow database, and we want to store them in S3 instead of storing them in the metadata database for XCom. Okay, what we need to do that is, now if we go to the Airflow page here, now if I come to a environment, as I am using MWAA, I have come here, and if you see, these are the parameters which we need to give. Okay, backend. Okay, use the object storage backend. How to store zip, and what is the path you want to store, that path, and after a specific threshold, if it has crossed 1280 MB, then only store in S3. Till 1280 MB, please do store in metadata only, is what we are mentioning. These extra options have to be configured. As it's an MWAA, we are giving the configuration options. In case if you are not using MWAA, then you have to go to airflow.config file and add these parameters. That's it. So now let's see the other example, object store. Okay, so now if you come here, okay, now we are creating a DAG, and in this example what we are doing is, I am just explaining you how to write the data into object store from Airflow, that's it. So I am just creating a DAG, and we are using this particular class, creating an object to this particular class, and in this particular path we have to pass the connection ID, and we know how to keep the connection ID. So if you come here, admin, and then go to connections, we can give the connections here, that's it. Now then base path is nothing but the bucket slash the folder, that's it. So this is the base object which we have created. Now using this particular variable, we write the data, read the data, everything from S3. If you see, there is a first task, we are just creating a folder, base slash new folder. How do you do this? Folder path dot mkdir. If it already exists, then ignore. If not, create is what we mentioned, that's it. And then we are just returning it. And then we have next task, we are just listing all the files. Okay, base dot iterative directory, we are just returning. So as it is written, it will be stored in the XCom. Again, if you want to create a specific file, we can create. Okay, base slash a new folder slash data.txt. And similarly, we have the read method to read. Okay, we are passing the path. If here also we are passing the path, and that path dot open. So here next we have the write file method. Here we are passing the path. It is of type object storage path. If you see, this is object storage path only. No, it should be that path only. Then only we can do dot open as f, and f dot read path dot open of wb in write mode, and f dot write, we can write whatever we want. I'm just writing the plain text here, that's it. So similarly, we have copy files, we can even copy as well. If the directory does not exist, create, and you have to copy the source path and the destination path. Okay, both should be of this particular type only, this particular class type only. And if you want, you can even move this move the files as well. To move, we have to use the source path dot rename of destination path, like that. In case if you want to delete, we have to we can even delete from Airflow as well. Path dot unlink. In case if the files are missing, that's okay. If it is not missing, please do delete. So we are just calling all those tasks and just creating the hierarchy here one by one. Okay, that's it. The major thing we need to know here is we have an object storage path class in Airflow. We have to create an object to that, and using which we can create a directory, we can read, we can write, and everything. This is the major stuff. What is the name of this DAG? Object storage is the DAG name, right? So where is the object storage? This one. So now if we trigger this, everything gets created if they doesn't exist in the S3. We can view that. We can easily verify with this task, write file task. Okay, so now once we come to this code, what are we doing in this write file task? We are writing hello object store. I am writing from Airflow. So what is the path? Let's see, where is this write file called? New file. New file means create file. So in this create file, that means new folder data.txt, right? So now let's go to S3 new folder. Where is the new folder? After Airflow stuff. So now this one, Airflow stuff, new folder data.txt, which is created just now, 12:54:43. The time is 12:55 now. That's it. So this is how we create a file, we move, copy everything. And if the next tasks have done, this will be copied to other thing also. So now the copy file has been done, right? So now let's go to copy file task, and let's see it is moved to the new folder one, copy of data.txt, right? So now Airflow stuff. So we are unable to view that ideally. If you see here inside this Airflow stuff, we have to see new files. So we are not able to. So let's go and enable the version. New folder 1 was created, and if we go inside, copy to data was also created, which is just now 12:54:59 only, just a minute ago. And why it is not being visible here? Because if we go to the code, we are using the delete file also, so it got deleted. So this is how we create, write, move, delete, and everything in S3 from Airflow. The only thing which we need to know here is we have a class called object storage path, using which this particular object we can do all the stuff. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.